Well, hey everybody. My name is Jared, and I host a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics. And I've tried to make this video a few times. This is the first time I have ever made a video multiple times and been like, nope, can't say that. Gotta retake that. But the gist of what I'm trying to get off my chest is I read something, it impacted me, it's going to impact me moving forward. It said, if you're not talking about the potential for mass death as it refers to the Medicaid cuts, you're an op. And as someone whose entire family is from the hollers of Kentucky, who I'm willing to bet 80% of my family is on some form of government subsistence, some Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP, okay? This budget that they're trying to pass is gonna massively cut the federal government's investment into Medicaid. As someone my family is from real small towns, those little hoods and hollers that are getting wiped out by these tornadoes in southeast Kentucky. Okay, my family's from them's people I ain't talked to in 30 years. You get what I'm saying? That's what kind of like, you know. So I'm making this video to say, like, when you think about what is happening, one of the things that I want to point out is Elon Musk slowly backing away from this regime. One of the things that I want to keep pointing out is Elon Musk slowly shrinking away from this regime. Remember, about a month ago, he moved out of the White House. Remember, he's stepping down from Doge. I also saw something where he was calling for an audit the other day. It's all confusing. But I want to make sure I post content that says not lost on me is the imperative issue facing Americans today is that there is a budget going through committee right now that cuts the federal government's investment into Medicaid by over $200 billion to line the pockets of billionaires, the very people like Jeff Bezos, like Mark Zuckerberg, like Elon Musk, like Peter Thiel, that stood there on Inauguration Day, high as a kite. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that I say, if you were clamoring for a daily protest, go to MaydayMovementUSA.org. There's a daily protest. You should get involved. If you're trying to get away from Facebook, Threads, IG, WhatsApp, Twitter, Amazon, where can I sort of go? Blue Sky is your sort of Twitter replacement. And Reddit is where I recommend. And there are a few subreddits that I recommend. Protest Finder USA, R50501. There's R Indivisible, right? But I think there's R Indivisible. That I might have to look into that. That might be my bad. I might have overspoke. I have a tendency. But also Suppress News. If you ever wondered where's all the gore when you watch the news and you notice how they're absolutely not covering what's going on in Gaza, Free Palestine. And there's not a lot being reported in the media about what's going on in Ukraine, where I just want to make sure we say Russia illegally invaded Ukraine. Slava Ukraine. Right? Seems pretty easy. Right? But what I want to make sure is consistent in my commentary is I'm my concern and fear of the potential for mass death. Specifically as it relates to these budget cuts. this budget that's certainly going to the House Rules Committee, or that it seems deemed for, would be correct, I think, because I also want to point out 4 Republicans voted present in a 1-vote budget, and I want to point out that they're cowards. Chip Roy from Texas, coward. Why? He voted present, meaning he didn't vote to cut or not Medicaid to mostly probably Dallas, I'm guessing, one of the bigger metropolitan areas in the United States. What do you want to bet? Out of cowardice. And if you look at the metropolitan areas, the people that voted present in that last night, that could have voted against it, by the way, it appears now head to the House Rules Committee. Just want to throw this out there too. The reason that this all tracks is because as you watch Elon Musk walk away with the bag, realize, because he's done nothing but try to enrich himself, right? Hey, he's failed spectacularly. We were hoping for that. But the purpose and the consistent theme of my content is I keep seeing people saying like it's over now and it's in committee now. And you need to download the 5 Calls app and call your representatives and tell them to be standing against this budget and making sure that we do not lose sight over the potential for mass death. And it's not necessary. It's like 30 days later. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about all your small clinics, your local small hospitals to medium-sized hospitals in big cities that don't have a lot of beds. You're at risk. And I hate to target small private Jewish hospitals, but like those small Presbyterian hospitals, you know what I'm talking about? Like the ones that operate on a non-for-profit status if they also lose federal funding. So the concern is not just public versus private. It has an impact on people's healthcare, and it's such a short-sighted decision to rob all the people that are like elderly and retired of living out their existence in relative ease, and make all those people's lives infinitely harder. And they're talking about a work requirement. Most of the people that are on Medicaid are disabled. Same thing with like Medicare, Medicaid. Those people are typically disabled. So what they're doing is culling the weak. So that's what this is. I'm pointing out the potential for mass death, saying this is culling the weak. They're biting the very hand that feeds them. It's a super sick game. I keep reading articles where it's like, this person's really sad because they were super pro Trump and anti-immigrant, and now their immigrant boyfriend that they love is being handcuffed and taken in a van, right? And again, I just want to point out, deportation is a legal process. Everyone is afforded due process. When that ICE shows up without a warrant and just pulls someone off the street, puts them in a van and takes them somewhere, and flies them out of the country and sticks them in El Salvador, that's kidnapping and trafficking. Understand that obeying orders you can't plea I was obeying orders in court. I just want to throw that out there. I often think of like, how could you do any of this shit and sleep at night? And then I think the people that do this shit don't sleep at night. Anyway, I gotta stop before I can't post this. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.